So I'm here doing the Forts Walk on Magnetic Island. It's a nice walk. It goes up to one of the top of these little hills here where an old World War II fort was. So I'm gonna hike up there, then wait for sunset and hopefully get an image. The weather today, unfortunately, I mean, it's really nice and sunny, but there's no clouds, which is a bit unfortunate. But I still have a few hours until sunset, so maybe some clouds will roll in because the weather is calling for partly cloudy later in the afternoon. So we'll see. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get an image tonight. So I haven't actually done this full hike before. I've only gone about halfway and then headed off into the bush in search of koalas, because this hike is very famous for the wild koalas you can frequently see on it. So even as I'm hiking to the viewpoint, I'm looking for koalas. And yeah, I've never been to the viewpoint, so I really don't know what to expect. I'm not sure if there's going to be any compositions or even any good photographs up there. But it's still a really nice day for a hike, so it's nice to get out and just enjoy the nice weather. So this is the spot here where I usually go off trail into the bush and would go looking for the wild koalas. There's a bunch of hills and stuff that I climbed all up and around. Climbed through there for hours looking for them. But now I'm just gonna keep following the trail up to the fort. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see a koala on the way. That'd be a nice little bonus. Pretty fascinating old building to see. Yeah, it was built in World War II to help defend Australia in case there was a Japanese invasion. I think that was an ammunitions room, the sign said. So pretty cool. And it's still in pretty good condition, being many years old. Interesting amount of history here on this island. And some nice views of the ocean along the way. Pretty cool. So this is a pretty cool spot here. So during World War II, they used to have a gun here, a big cannon that could shoot about 18 kilometers. And then they had it on these rails, and the gun would be on tires, and it would be able to rotate 360 degrees. And then right over here was where they would keep extra ammunition and all that. And it would be camouflaged really well by all the trees and everything. Pretty interesting. Let's go down here and take a look. Alright, well, I'm going to keep moving on up to the top and then keep looking for compositions along the way. So these are definitely some spectacular views up here. But unfortunately there's just no good compositions for a photograph, so I'm just going to keep working my way up the mountain. So this here is the old command center lookout post, because it has these little windows so you can kind of see to the northeast there and the ocean and everything. It's pretty cool. So in World War II they'd have netting to camouflage this building so it could barely be seen from the sea or the air, and people would just stay up here watching the oceans with telescopes and stuff to see if there was going to be an invasion. So I've been having a little bit of trouble here trying to find a composition. As you can see, there's spectacular views, but unfortunately there's all these trees in the way and everything, so I just don't have a clear composition, and I haven't been able to find any leading lines or anything like that to lead the eye through the scene. But there's a communications tower up there, so I'm going to give that a look and then see if I can find some compositions. Still have about over an hour before sunset, so I still have plenty of time, so hopefully I'll be able to find something. So I think I'm decided to head back to the lookout tower over there, because over here at the radio tower I'm not really finding any compositions, unfortunately. There's just no clear field of views and just nothing really of too much interest. So I'll head back over there because I kind of had some sort of a picture in mind, so I'll try it out. So I ended up finding a composition. I had to rush over here to get my tripod set up real quick and my camera set up because I'm losing light fast, and I'm going to do a time blending. So, and it's a bit of a kind of a sketchy location. I had to scurry across those rocks here, and it's pretty steep with a big drop off, but it's alright, not too bad. So I've got my camera set here, and I've got this rock in the foreground, and I had to rush over here to take a picture just because I'm losing light in the foreground pretty quick, and I'm going to do a time blending. So I'm going to take an image with the rock in the foreground being lit up, and then blend in the midground. Yep, when the light is pretty good and pretty dramatic, which it's kind of getting now, and then blend in the sky once we get color in the sky. And I'm pretty lucky, and I got some nice clouds, so hopefully at sunset they'll lighten up really good. So right now I'm shooting for the foreground for the rock, so I'm just focusing right on the rock. I'm at 1/40th of a second, f11, ISO 100. And it's looking pretty good. The scene's getting pretty dramatic with all the mountains and how the light's hitting the mountains, so it's pretty nice. And then I also have this rock here, just a little bit in the right of my scene. I'm not sure if I really like that or not, but if I have to, I can always crop it out. I'd rather have it there and be able to crop it out than not have it. And then I'm bracketing my exposures as well, taking a lot of images now, because the light's just changing so rapidly. I want a lot of pictures to work with. Alright, Alright, so I'm pretty happy with my foreground images, and I have plenty of light on the rock to work with for later once I get dramatic light in the sky. So now I've got a little bit longer until sunset. Soon the sun's going to drop right behind the mountains over there, and then I'll be getting some light in the clouds. So I'm just going to wait around for that to happen, then take some more images. And then while I'm taking all these pictures, I'm making sure to not move my camera at all and leaving the tripod where it is. That way I'll have the light hitting the scene at different times, and I'll be able to have more pictures to work with when I blend it all together in Photoshop. Because even now, all the light on the mountains in the background, there's no light on them anymore, so I'm losing detail there. So I'll be able to mask in some of the previous shots taken a few minutes ago where there was actually light on the mountains, just to add some more detail and add a little more depth to the image. Alright, so now we're starting to get some real nice color in the clouds. So I'm going to take some more images for my sky shots. And unfortunately the clouds aren't really where I want them to be, because there's a big blank spot right there in the sky in my image, which is unfortunate, but it's still pretty nice purplish, pinkish hues. It's looking pretty good. So now I'm shooting at 1/13 of a second, f11, ISO 100. I've been shooting this whole time at 11 millimeters, and I'm really underexposing. The scene's pretty much all dark. I'm just exposing for the sky to make sure I get all the detail in it, because I don't want anything blown out. Well, that's all for today's video. Came away with a pretty decent image that I'm happy with. Saw a little bit of ruins from World War II and a little bit of history. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later.